Hello and welcome in our new video update. It's been a while since our last one because we were quite busy working on the game. So I'm gonna kind of review what happened in a couple of last months. I'm gonna speak about our latest patch and DLC roadmap, and also a couple of interesting news about KCD. Let me start with a big thank you to all the people who bought the game and played it. It's selling pretty well. I would say generally better than we expected, which is very good because we can make another game, for example. Also, the reviews were mostly very positive, and I really do thank everybody who enjoyed the game. They were mixed as well. There are some people who it's not for them, basically. But generally there is a lot of people for which it became a kind of a cult classic, which is awesome. Seems that such kind of game was really missing on the market. People are really wanting something like that to happen, and so we receive really lots of messages from gamers saying us that this is something they've been waiting for their whole life, which is really awesome, and I really appreciate it, and thank you. We even won some awards. By some weird reason, we won Best Fantasy Award at the role-playing convention, probably because they don't have any non-fantasy award. We are not a fantasy game, but we still won, so thank you as well. We also were kind of struggling with bugs, which is a shame. I do apologize for it. The thing is that the open world games have bigger problems than other games. They are more complicated. A lot of unexpected stuff could happen, and especially when the game is extremely complicated like ours, where a lot of things are simulated, and we as the creators have very limited control about what's happening, and the game is very long, so you play the game for a very long time, and when you mess it up enough, something kind of happens unexpectedly after 100 hours. It's very hard to test this. We really would have to play the game. Every time we fix something, we would have to test the game for several hundred hours probably. And every time we found something and fixed it, we would have to test it again for several hundred hours. So it's very hard to patch the game, because every time you patch something, there is a risk it kind of breaks something else. So it's almost impossible to test it thoroughly. We did everything we could. Currently, we are releasing patch 1.5. I would say that this is one of the most it fixes most of the issues generally. There's 200 bug fixes. We added clothes simulation for women clothes. We added an option to kind of pay indulgences in churches to improve your reputation, which was something people missed. With previous patches, we added new hairstyles and a couple other features. So we are not only fixing bugs but also adding some new features. And then we would like to release some modding tools. There's a lot of mods for the game already. People kind of reverse engineered what we did and are creating quite amazing things, I would say. But we would love to release some of our tools to make it easier for you, so we are working on that as well. And also we are working on the promised documentary and Combat Academy. So documentary is gonna be a more than 1 hour long documentary about the whole development of the game. We have lots of materials throughout the development, so it's gonna be pretty interesting, I would say. And then we are working on the Combat Academy, which is gonna be kind of a comparison of actual techniques used in sword fighting with what's in the game. We will be doing it with quite respectable medieval MMA masters, so there will be several of them telling about different techniques, and then we will compare how it's like in real life and what it's like in the game. So also probably an hour-long movie about how the game uses medieval techniques and what's different and all that stuff. Also, there were already some documentaries released. Guys from Vortex released a documentary about the finishing of the game, which is quite interesting, I would say. It already has 100,000 views, very successful, and I highly recommend watching it. We were also visited by guys from Gamementary who were shooting for several days here, doing interviews, and they are preparing a big documentary about the development of the game as well. And on top of that, later we will release our own with lots of exclusive material that nobody else has. So it's quite interesting to things coming as well. And I was also, not only me, we were lately traveling the world on conferences. So I spoke at several conferences. I was, for example, at Reboot Developed, which is one of the best European conferences, and I had a huge, very long talk about the post-mortem of the game, how we made it. It's available on Twitch, on their stream. Also, this week I was in Poland, where I spoke about our historical research, also quite long and interesting speech about how we did our research, who we worked with, and general the background of our researching of the period that's in the game. So I think this is going to be available on a stream as well very soon. Also, we were part of a very cool event. There was a big concert with gaming music, played by symphonic orchestra, and our music was major part of it. So we were there. It was awesome. It happened in the same concert hall where we recorded the music, but this time it had 60 people choir as well, which sounded absolutely awesome. And there was a big applause for Jan Valta, who is our musician, standing ovation. It was really kind of touching moment, I would say. And this wasn't for the last time. We are planning one more concert in September the 2nd. It will be a part of Soundtrack Festival in Poděbrady, which is a city in Bohemia. And the tickets are already available, and also it will be the whole score of Kingdom Come played by symphonic orchestra in a big stage. So something also quite interesting if you want to. If you are in Bohemia or Czech Republic, or if you plan to go there, you can buy tickets and see it for yourself. It was really awesome so far what I saw. The first DLC is going to be introduced at E3 in a couple of weeks, and it's going to be released very soon after that. The more detailed info about the rest of the DLCs will come later. Also, if you like the game and if you want to support us, please give us a rating or review on Steam or Metacritic. It's going to be really helpful for us. And again, thank you very much for all the support. We are getting a lot of it. Hopefully you will like what we are preparing. Thank you very much and see you soon.